Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Bets Gold and I am so excited to share with you today the August 2022 blank of the month with Artesprix. This is a sublimation video. Basically all that means is it's just a big fancy word for image transferring. You can pretty much do this on anything that has an 80% polyester blend as long as you use a sublimation medium. Artesprix has everything possible for your sublimating needs. You need a blank piece of paper. I am using some copy papers from class. And then of course I'm going to be using the sublimation paint. And basically what sublimation is it is the process of taking an image that you create with sublimation ink. This won't work with your typical paints and mediums. It has to be sublimation. And you create on your copy paper. If you end up hating it, it's no big deal. You toss it. Or once you end up loving it, you take your image, you lay it on top of your substrate that's at least an 80% polyester blend, and then you put it between two silicone pieces of paper and you press it for anywhere between 60 seconds and 4 minutes, depending on the type of heat you are using, if you're using an iron or a press. I am using a press, but if you want to use a household iron, you totally can. Check out their website to learn how to use the iron for this particular project. I am using some art foamies. I thought that it would be lovely on this towel. And I have forgotten about my art foamies, so I'm having a really fun time just blending some colors here. I'm using some yellow and red to make some orange, and then some little bit of phasing it in and out. Yeah, it just turned out so very pretty. And then what I really like about art foamies is that you can use them with paint. They work beautifully with paint. And so this just lent itself so well. And then for this, the middle, I wanted the middle to be, or the center to be a little bit darker. So I went ahead and put some red, more red on this just to give it more of a vibrant middle. I'm going to create a couple different flowers for this particular project. And I really like this towel and I like this month's blank of the month. This would be a great gift, a housewarming gift, or if you want to make one that's kind of messy for your craft area that you can use to clean up, that would be a lot of fun too. Now I'm going to go ahead and just create the center first, and then I'm going to pop the flower down around it. Now the sublimation paint comes in white, black, yellow, red, and blue. And what that does is that those are all your primary basic colors. You can mix and match. If you want to darken up a color, obviously you would add more of that darker base, whatever that primary is, the blue or the red. Or if you want to lighten it up, you just add in some white and that will lighten it up, and it's so pretty. I do want to tell you that when you use sublimation ink, whether it is in paint, ink, or the markers, it will go on a little bit dull and the color may not be so pretty. But what happens is as it heats up, it actually becomes vibrant and beautiful. And you'll see what I mean in a minute when I go ahead and sublimate all of this together. Now, I do want to tell you that if you want to head over to Artesprix, I do have a 10% or 15% off for you. I believe the code is Bets Golden. Just hit that in and it'll give you a discount. So make sure you check that out and using the link that I have provided for you down below. I'm going to do my last flower like this, and then I'm going to change directions and go with a pretty blue flower that you'll see me create next. This one right here. If you did notice, I had my leaf art foamy out. I decided that I didn't want to use that with this particular project today, and so you're not going to see anything on it. I couldn't figure out how to get the leaf to work in on this, and I really liked what these flowers look like. So for this one, I'm just going through with a sponge tip applicator and I'm just pouncing on that blue, and you can't see me mixing the colors off screen, but I believe I throw in a little bit of red just to give some purple on here, and I really enjoy using the paints because it allows me to mix them up. You can use this technique on so many different surfaces. As long as there's an 80% polyester blender coating, you are good to go. I've used it on bookmarkers. I've used it on canvas bags. Those sequence pillows that you can buy at the Dollar Tree, yep, I've used it on that. The sequins are polyester. I have used it on t-shirts. Let's see, what else? Like photo frames, magnets, so much. If you want to play it safe though, Artesprix has blanks as well as your tape, your silicone sheets, the protective sheets for this technique. They have everything over there. But if you go and you see something at your big box craft store that you want to try, just check the contents on it. Make sure that it has at least 80% polyester, or polyester is listed as the first thing. You should be good to go. So definitely think outside the box and just check to see what your substrate is made of, and then you'll be good to go. All right, so now I have those little hearts done. I went ahead and cut them down. I wanted to leave a little bit of edge around all of them because wherever I put the heat resistant tape, it will not transfer. So it's important that you leave some edge. That is great because that means you don't have to fussy cut. How awesome is that? I like to do things that kind of lead off of my project, so that is why I cut these flowers in half, because I think it's pleasing to the eye. And I'm just taking and I'm putting some tape down. If you are using your iron, make sure that it doesn't have holes. If it does have holes, that's okay. You're just going to need to pick it up and press it several times. You also are going to want to make sure that you tape everything down all around the edges with an iron so you don't get any ghost images, or ghosting, I should say. For the press, which is what I'm using, you just have to pop on the tape in a couple different spots. Once you get everything down, you're going to go ahead and take and put that heat protective on both sides, pop it in the press at 400 for about a minute, and then boom, there you go. Now I did have a little bit of overage on one of those, and that's because I've used the protective paper twice. So be careful if you're going to use your protective paper twice that there's no ink. But look how cute that turned out, and check out that vibrancy. I certainly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you give me a thumbs up, and questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, I'm Beth Skolden. Happy crafting.